I'm Jeff Schwartz of Schwartz Performance. We're here at the shop, and as always we've got lots of things going on. This is a 52 Chevy pickup that we're working on. It has a 520 horse LS3 and a Schwartz G-Machine chassis. We're doing the final fit before it goes to paint and body, and this thing's going to be really a great car, and a 6-speed manual Tremec T56 in it. As you can see on this 52 Chevy pickup, we've mini-tubbed it. This one's getting 335/30 18s on it with forge line grip forged wheels.
You have to add one.
Over here we're working on the chassis rails for a 52 Ford pickup. This one's getting a Coyote engine along with our chassis. I'll show you the body of that shortly. This is the 52 Ford pickup that we're working on the chassis in the chassis area. The gentleman that owns this is fairly large, so the cab has been extended to give him more room in the passenger compartment. We're just finishing up the assembly on this 68 Chevelle chassis. This one's going to be a really nice cruiser, smooth ride, and show car build quality. As we've talked about before, the Schwartz chassis comes standard with a full floating rear end, and many people don't know what a full floater is, and basically this axle is full floating. It's not attached to the wheel. So this attaches to the drive plate, and we have this billet hub assembly that goes over here with tapered bearings, and then there's a cap that goes on here that actually drives the wheels. So if you break an axle, it'll never fall off. And actually, we've never broken one of these axles because you don't have the stress area of having a flange. Usually they'll break in between there or somewhere in the shaft. So this is just a solid round axle, and it floats in there. That's the name, hence the name full floating. The reason we run a full floater, our chassis generate so much G-forces that the actual wetting ring that presses the bearing on a normal 9-inch will actually come off, and that'll give you end play of the axles, which makes the brake rotor move in and out, and it actually pushes the brake pads back, and you actually lose your brake. So with the full floater end, there's no chance of losing the brakes. On previous shop updates, we've been talking about the S10 pickup that we're building. This is actually the chassis that's going to go under that S10. It's getting a 675 horse LS7 that we're building, along with a nitrous system for about 820 horsepower total. This is the S10 pickup that we talked about earlier. It's an 82 S10. What we're doing now is just fitting the doors, making sure the gaps are right, rebuilding the hinges, make sure everything's nice and tight. We've already smoothed the firewall, and this is getting a complete custom interior, as well as that Schwartz chassis that I showed you. This is the 82 S10 pickup bed. As you can see, we cut the wheel wells out, so we're going to widen those for a 345 tire in the back. We showed you this 59 Chevy several months ago on our shop update, and it's now painted, and we're doing the final assembly on it. This one has 20s in the back and 19s in the front, along with our Schwartz G-Machine chassis for these cars. It actually bolts into the car and uses most of the original body mounts, and eliminates the X-frame type arrangement, so you have room for a nice dual exhaust as well as a beefy drive shaft, and you can run a one-piece drive shaft instead of having two pieces. This 66 Impala came in to get a power steering system installed, along with power brakes and disc brakes up front. This had a nice powerful big block, and with the drum brakes it's a little sketchy when you try to stop hard. So standard stock type disc brakes, power booster, along with power steering will make it a lot better car to drive around. I think it's a 4. Here at Schwartz Performance, we get a lot of cars that come from other shops, beautiful restorations or resto mods, and when the customer wants to actually drive the car, we end up going through it and making sure that everything's functioning properly. This particular car is a beautiful Hemi-powered 68 Dodge Dart. It's got dual throttle bodies on it, Holley fuel injection. The customer had a hot starting problem. The headers were literally wrapped right around the starter, so we refabricated the headers with more of an air gap, and then dialed in some other issues on the car as well. So he'll be able to drive it around and really enjoy this thing. It's a beautiful quality job, but he needed a few tweaks done just to make sure that the reliability is what his expectation is. This 60 Corvette has been in its family for quite some time, and at some point the transmission was taken apart and it was just kind of left collecting dust in the garage. The customer brought it in here and we went through the carburetor and fuel system, did a safety check on it, and we installed a American Powertrain 5-speed kit. So they'll be able to drive it down the highway and really enjoy the car. This is a 70 CUDA we're doing for a customer in India, and we're doing a right-hand drive conversion on it, and this one's been dipped and then E-coated. It's going in a salty climate like on the coastal region, so we want to make sure there's never any issues with rust. Jim's in the process of mini-tubbing this right now for a 345 tire that we're going to mount on there with forge line wheels. This is a 70 Chevelle convertible. We're working on smoothing the firewall right now, and this one will get mini-tubbed. It's getting a big block engine, this one, along with the Schwartz G-Machine chassis. This one's had some sins in quarter panels in particularly, so we're going to have to As you can see, this quarter panel's been overlapped, so the new quarter panel was slid underneath the old one, and you know, this isn't how we do things here, so we're going to cut that off and fit it at the factory area, which is up in here. This one also had some rust through the floor pan here in the center, so we're going to put new metal in there as well. Thanks for joining us at Schwartz Performance this month. If you want to see updates on our projects, check out our Facebook page and don't forget to like us.